She's all sweet and innocent right now, but I know she's trying to sabotage me, girl.
How do I get the slut edit?
We'll talk about it. At the end of the day, somebody is taking a hike. Absolutely.
Terrible smell, but great company.
And that's my tea. And consider it clouds.
Can you believe we've nearly reached the end of this season at Camp Wanakiki? No! But with just one day left, our campers start the day by writing letters home to loved ones. Meanwhile, in the camp office, the Sugarbakers get a call from local librarian Linda Book, played by RuPaul's All-Stars winner, Angeria Paris Van Michaels. In an effort to stop Drag Story Hour, the poo-pooers and naysayers have managed to convince the Tri-County Board to ban all the books. Oh no! Good thing Camp Wanakiki stands ready to save the day once again. Ruthie corrals the campers in the camp library and tasks them with creating new children's books for Story Hour.
My favorite children's book is Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss.
I have a favorite children's book. It's actually the Berenstain Bears series.
I even have a page of it tattooed on my shoulder, so I take that with me everywhere I go.
I have read it so much that all the pages just disintegrated in my hands.
I really liked that story about the girl who has the kerchief that's holding her head on, because that's actually my autobiography.
I know that we were given the prompt that we are going to be illustrating and writing our children's books.
I'm so excited that we have the opportunity to create our little own children's stories and our little illustrations to go along with them.
Back when I was in school, I did take like creative writing classes.
When it comes to writing a children's story, it's a little more challenging just because I want to have the lightheartedness of it. I also want to add my own personal spin with it.
It's been a while since I was in school.
I'm excited to write a children's story today.
I'm not really a writer, but I definitely have a story to tell and share.
I'm less confident in my drawing abilities.
I can't wait to illustrate the book. I love to draw.
I was a first out at the Artsy Fartsy challenge. But no one can have it all, right?
I love painting and coming up with like my own little stories for all my performances.
I would say that writing, I give it a lovely 7 out of 10.
So I think that's gonna help a bit.
Which is like, you know, a Chicago 9.
At tonight's talent show, the campers bring their children's books to life by presenting characters from their stories. There are 4 campers, but only 3 Story Hour badges, and 3 spots in tomorrow's season finale. Oh, how exciting! Well, let's go backstage in the rec room while the judges deliberate.
I found out I had dyslexia when I was pretty young, which I'm lucky, because I was in school and I had realized that everybody was reading exceptionally fast and I was the only one that was not getting it. Eventually later in life I was like, something's wrong. I don't know why this is happening. I don't know what to do about this. And eventually I was like, oh, you have dyslexia. It's like somebody had pointed it out. Like it wasn't a teacher, it was just somebody who had noticed I was struggling and said, oh, he has dyslexia. I hate the fact that this is a part of my life because there's always that misconception that because of my race, I'm not as intelligent as other people. And that's always in the back of my head. Am I speaking clearly enough? Am I using enough diction? Am I using appropriate sentence structure, which half the time I do not. I'm not perfect, but I'm still learning, and that is okay. That is more than okay. So I want any kid who is going through this and going through this process, finding a tribe of people who love you and accept you, making sure that you take your goddamn time getting through all of this, because eventually it will click and is 100% worth it.
How are you feeling about that talent show?
I'm feeling a little frustrated, to be honest. I do think my critiques were the lowest. I think that I have, you know, like served plenty of reveals and plenty of looks and wigs and, you know, made things and, you know, performed in different ways that I feel like I've earned a place in the finale, but I feel that just based on this that I won't I will be there. And I love you guys, and I think you all did great tonight.
If I may ask, what makes you think that your critique was bad?
And not that it was bad, just that it
low,
was.
rather.
I feel that your performances had more layers to them, and mine was a character, and like they said, it's not the first villain I've played. I wish that I had fought a little harder out there. A lot of queer people gravitate towards villains in stories because the villains often have some kind of reason or to feel outcast or uncomfortable in the environment that they're in. So yeah, I'm just wishing that I had fought harder out there because I felt a little shut down because I think that this is such a strong showing for the three of you.
For whatever it's worth, I think that your story and your look were one of the top tonight. I think that.
I appreciate it.
No, I swear, really, honestly, I think that I felt some type of way. I think about my critique, not negatively, just sort of like,
Oh, really?
yeah, and I knew going into this that they were gonna say something about this wig. Little did I know that they had one.
Oh, did they wear that this season?
Not this season, no, they wear it probably at a Disney brunch. No.
No, this isn't for Disney brunch.
No, you
no.
can't. I can't breathe.
They did say that they have these and that they wear them for like bingo calling and stuff. And so like,
I bet you do too.
And I get what they were saying, like maybe you should have had like something, I should have had like a fascinator or something in my hair that like also did the little fold or whatever.
Yeah. It's interesting to hear you say that just because I was listening to your critiques and I thought they were like sort of like exceptional critiques. So perhaps, I don't know, how are you feeling?
It's funny because we're all our worst critics.
Yes.
I don't know what to expect tonight. It seemed they loved the look, they loved the performance, but they didn't quite understand where it was coming from or the story that was behind it. That kind of threw me off because I was trying my best to be as honest and raw as I could when I wrote that story, and misunderstood, but it's okay. My story was very, very important to me. They said it was kind of all over the place, and I think the reason why was because in the beginning there were parents arguing, and they kind of like just fell off the story. And so like I'm right now in my life, I'm no contact with my family. I grew up with parents with a lot of substance abuse issues, and you know, I've experienced homelessness. I've experienced seeing overdoses like since I was a kid, and all that. So like towards high school, I ended up finally telling the truth about what was happening, and foster care got involved, and I ended up living with one of my really good friend's moms because I could have been taken away to a home, but she didn't let that happen. And if you're watching, Nancy, I love you so much. So like that's why they weren't in the picture anymore. You just want your mom, you want your family, you know? And it just sucks when like the people who are supposed to love you the most are the number one people who don't believe in you. And I find these families, and I found you guys, and I found like so many people in my life to like help lift me up. And sometimes I feel guilty because like even though that's so amazing, I'm so grateful for that. Even though it's so amazing, and I'm so grateful for that. Sometimes it feels like it's not enough because something doesn't, you know, you can't replace that.
I'm just so proud of you. I really am.
Thank you. The three of you are amazing. Like, so fucking amazing. And the fact that I was able to like come back and like be here with you guys and like be a part of this, that in itself is like such an honor. That I'm like a scene on the same level as you guys.
In my opinion, I think Hannah and I are probably going to be in the bottom.
Yep, I felt the same. I felt like the two of us were in the bottom, for sure. Just because they didn't understand my story. Yeah, they didn't understand it. They loved the performance, but like, again, I just came back. I'm under a microscope. All three of you have been so consistent throughout this competition that like I was already shown grace. And then now it's like a magnifying glass, you know? So any tiny little thing that I may slip up on, I feel like they're gonna point that out and kind of hone in on it.
Oh yeah, if I take a hike tonight and you go forward to the finale, you're the villain of the season now. You see that, right? I hope you know that, Hannah.
I don't want to be the villain.
You get to take over.
You are a villainous goat.
Hannah, you can never be
got big shoes to fill.
Only if you let me borrow your way.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do people feel like they've changed being here this week at camp?
And getting to know all of these 9 individuals who I didn't know before, like, that has changed me. You know, every person you come in contact with in your life changes you, even if it's just a smile, a handshake, a hug. It makes you different than you were before. And so these 9 lives that I've got to interact with and learn about and become great friends with, that's what's changed me.
I was really scared when I came here. I thought that it would be like super competitive, and not that it isn't, but it's competitive in like a really healthy way.
Yes.
I thought that it would be like fight and being catty and like back talking and like rumors and gossiping. Like I was horrified to actually be around all of you, and I really was. And then getting to know you, and like there's so much synergy in our cast. Like we all just like we just mesh.
Yeah.
We mesh really, really well. And Patty, you have the best makeup tips in the world.
For real.
I will never use the same setting powder again. I'm going home and throwing it all out.
Oh my goodness. I gotta say, I'm in my life just like super mistrustful of other drag performers, and I do feel like that has been learned through experience. So to come somewhere that's a competition environment and like have my guard up so hard, and to just realize that it's safe to let it fall down more has been really like healing for me.
This is not what I expected a competition to be. Like, again, it's really it's a healthy competitive environment. Like, nobody feels like they need to like backstab or twist things or do something to get ahead. Like, we all help each other, we all nurture each other, and I think that comes from each of us being confident in our own right.
Did anyone conquer a fear? I'll let you.
Did anyone conquer a fear? I can't.
If I were to give any advice to any future campers, it is a long list. Bring a water bottle. Breathable material. Don't wear boots. If you can't wear padding, don't wear padding. Flats. No boots. A headpiece if you can. No wig. Something that's like waterproof. There's like a long, long list. You're gonna be hot. You're gonna be humid. You're gonna be exhausted.
You better work. Hannah, do you like the outdoors? Do you remember my wig from the Wet n Wild day, the water day?
Oh no, I touched it. I know what's in that wig. That's disgusting.
So I put it outside on the railing, and when I went to pick it up and bring it inside, because I thought it would be funny, you know, to put it on later, the amount of sort of living things that rustled through the hair
overnight
actually made me fully at peace with my mortality. I was like, you know, one day that will be me. So I feel that fear at camp.
Oh my God!
I've conquered my fear of death. I am no longer afraid to die.
Oh. That's a lot for me to handle, especially when you touch it and all of a sudden you see. And you're like, nope. I'm out. I'm done.
I'd like to return to the talent show stage.
Last rec room. Goodbye, rec room.
Okay, farewell, rec room.
To watch full episodes of Camp Wanakiki, be sure to subscribe to Out TV. Until next time, campers, keep amping up your camp.